Hey guys! If you haven't seen my face before, my name is Megan and this is my channel dedicated to my love and addiction, obsession to houseplants. I just want to say quickly, I am by no means an expert or a pro. I kind of have no idea what I'm doing. I'm very much so an amateur when it comes to houseplants, but I do really love them, so if I get things wrong, that's quite normal. But today I actually have a haul, which I'm really excited about. It's a mix between some things that I've bought for my plants, so not necessarily plants, and plants, so there's a little bit of a mix today. I'm currently keeping this one really casual. I am literally just stood in my kitchen. One of our cats is very needy and he's running around like there's no tomorrow, and anytime I leave him I'll close the door because I have just filmed one of my podcast episodes. He's just not happy. He screams like there's no tomorrow. He runs around like crazy, so it's just best that I'm filming here for this one where I can keep an eye on him, and I also have to keep an eye on dinner because dinner's cooking in the oven, so ignore the setup. I'm going to quickly go through some of the like extra bits that I've bought for my plants, because with my plant collection growing, I also need things for said plants. So I grabbed a few things today which I didn't expect to see, but I had in the back of my mind that I wanted something like this. So the first one is seed labels with pencil, 3 different sizes. So it's an 80 pack, and this is actually just from Poundland. Yes, the sun with the good light in there, but yeah, they're basically just these little like plastic things you can stick inside each plant to tell you what it is basically. I don't think I will use the pencil. I might just use my paint pens, but even though I'm getting better at remembering the names of my plants, sometimes it's really hard to remember the scientific names, the Latin names. So I just thought this way I could just stick one of these in each plant, and that way when I do a video I actually sound intelligent and like I know what I'm talking about, when really I'm just reading my labels. They're quite a good size, so at least I can now identify my plants. I actually have no idea how much these were, but I have my receipts. So saucers, 75p and £1.20. So I presume the little ones were 75p and the big ones were £1.20. These were just from Wilko, so you get 5 in a pack. This one is for pots that are 7.5 to 10 centimeters in size, and these are for 12.7 to 15 centimeter pots in size. And they're just these basic plastic ones like this. As you will see in a second, some of them are on the wrong size dish. I just didn't have any that were this size, so I had to grab those. So the next thing is really cute, and I have to be careful showing this. It could do with a change of water because it has got a propagation attempt in it, but it is just this little glass. It's like a small glass milk jug really, and it is so cute. I think it was the handle that really got me. I am attempting to propagate a Chatty. A few of my other ones have rooted, but this one is just not having it, which I don't understand, because as you can see there's a little new leaf in there but there's no roots, so I'm kind of confused as to what's going on with this, but we'll just keep it in there. Worst comes to worst, it just dies. But yeah, this was from a charity shop and this was only 50p. I can't remember specifically what charity shop, but I love thrift shopping or charity shopping for little glasses like this for propagation. So similar to that, oh god, is this bad boy? It's actually quite heavy, so I should really be careful with this, but again, from a charity shop, thrift shop, whatever, it came in this huge glass container vase thing. I don't really know, and I didn't particularly want this, but it came with it, so I got it anyway. It was these inside that I really wanted, but they basically just remind me of little test tubes or like little propagation things, and propagation things can be quite expensive at the minute, simply for the fact that obviously plants and propagation in general is getting quite popular. So I managed to get 6 of these in a set. This one looks really gross. I have cleaned this, so I don't know why it still looks gross, but either way I'm going to use them for the exact purpose of propagation. I have got one already in there. This wasn't necessarily the plan, but as you can see it's got one of my little aloe babies in there. So basically I have this, I'm pretty sure it's an aloe of some sort. I have this aloe plant that started off like this big, and now it's like this big, and its babies are also like this big, and it's just popping off a load. Like please don't judge the state of this, but it's in just a pasta jar. I couldn't even be bothered getting a label off quickly. I just wanted to get it in there, but I've got one in there which has so many roots, it's ready to be popped into soil. And then as I was trying to water the big one, because it's so big and so hard to water, as I have to like half pull it out of the pot to get to the soil. I noticed this little baby was under there struggling, so I just pulled it out and shoved it straight in there. But I got 6 of these, and the weird glass container it came in for only £3, which is an absolute steal. So I do have a bunch of plants I want to propagate, and now I have some jars to actually do it in. So next is probably the thing I'm most excited about that isn't plants, and it's some grow lights. I finally upped my game and treated my plants and myself to some grow lights. So this is basically the box that they came in, and it is just an LED grow light. It's got auto on and off timer, 9 dimming levels, 360-degree flexible 4 arms. So I did actually buy 2 of these. I will explain why in a minute, but this is just what they look like. So it did come with a USB UK plug, and it is basically on one of these clip arms, and then there is 4 of them. There is 3 different color options. So there's a blue light, pink light, and then a mix between the 2. And it's got a little remote here, so on it you've got the on and off button. You can then set a 3, 9 and 12 hour timer. You can then obviously make it brighter or dimmer, and then you can also switch up the colors. So the reason why I got 2 of these was because me and Alex were looking for grow lights, and it appeared to be the exact same listing on Amazon and eBay for just like every seller that was selling it, and the only difference appeared to be the price. So I actually managed to find one that was a hell of a lot cheaper than the others, and I couldn't figure out why it was different to the other listings, as in like cheaper. So I thought I'd just buy it and see for myself. They were all averaging at around, I'd say like £13 to £17 for this sort of style of light, and I managed to find them for, ooh, they've actually gone up. So they're now £8.59, but I'm pretty sure I only paid £7 something for mine. They're still a lot cheaper. So I managed to get 2 for the price of 1 pretty much, because everywhere else was selling them for the price that I paid 2 for. Does that make sense? Whether or not they are good, I honestly don't know. I have only had them for a few days, but if you want to try them out yourself, I will leave the link down below. They came really quickly. They seem decent enough quality. I can't really complain, but whether or not they're actually going to help my plants, I have no idea. So even though this clip is a good idea, we are actually going to see if we can take them off the clip and have them as 4 slightly looser ones, and then we can sort of maybe pin them to stuff. I'm not decided yet, but either way, I got some grow lights, and hopefully my plants will like it, because we do live in an old cottage. It is very dark inside, so hopefully they'll work. Okay, let's get to the plants. Who should we do first? We'll do the whale fin first, because this is Alex's new little baby, and this was from a shop called Elm. Elm is like an independent small business in Norwich. I will leave all their information linked below as well, because they are an incredible little shop. They don't just sell plants, they sell a bunch of really quirky homeware, decor, books, things like that, and we love going in there. It's so great. And a whale fin sansevieria has been on Alex's wish list for a long time. This is just the one plant that he was so interested in, and we finally found one. For some reason, these are not the cheapest plants in the UK. I don't know why. I don't think they're rare. Snake plants definitely aren't rare, or sansevierias definitely aren't rare, but the whale fin, we've just never really come across one, or if we have, it's been quite expensive. So the fact that Elm sell these was perfect. So this is a sansevieria. It says Triff. I'm pretty sure that's Trifficiata, but I could be wrong. Victoria, otherwise known as a whale fin, and they originally sell this for £12, but for some reason the day that we went, they just had a random shelf full of ones that were on sale. Barely anything up with them. There was maybe minor damage, but most of them appeared perfect, like this guy. And this was down to £8, which we thought was a bargain. That's the cheapest we've ever seen it. I don't know if you think that's a bargain, but it's gorgeous and it's such a cute size. So Alex was so happy to find this, so I thought I will treat him to it. This has now been added to our plant shelf upstairs. So that was the first thing we got from Elm. I think we got a few from Elm today. And then this was the next one. So like I said, not all of them appeared to be damaged, and this was one of them, and I love this. It is so full, it is so luscious looking. I love the variegation on this guy. Some of the leaves are a lot less variegated, unvariegated, like these ones, and then some are really variegated. But this is a philodendron white measure, or is it, did it say hybrid on it? I can't remember, but as far as I'm aware, this is a Birkin? Philodendron Birkin. Is it a Birkin? I can't remember now, my brain's gone, but it's pretty regardless. And originally this was £6, which I think is a bargain for something so full. There are so many little babies under there. There are a bunch of new growth popping out, and it is in great nick. I think only 2, maybe 3 of the leaves have some minor damage like this one here, but apart from that, it is absolutely stunning. It's in really great nick. All the roots are super healthy. All of Elm's plants are always very well looked after, but this was reduced to only £4, which is exceptional. So I was so happy to grab this, and it's nice to have a Birkin in my collection. And I can take it off this big ass saucer now because I have some which are the right size. And finally from Elm, I got myself a Hoya. So this is my first Hoya. I am so excited to have this in my collection because I just can never find Hoyas. It's just not a common thing to find Hoyas. Again, it might just be where we live in the UK, but yeah, I am so excited about this one. This one is not in the best of nick. It definitely needs a good clean, but again, I only paid £4 for this. So this is a Hoya Carnosa, I believe. It was originally £7.50, reduced to £4. And just look at it. It is stunning. So we've got some more full green leaves, then we've got the more variegated white and green leaves. We've got a little vine here, but it is not looking in the best shape. But I'm just so excited to have this, and for only £4. I have come across some other Hoyas, but they were a lot fuller and a lot more expensive. So I was more than happy to pay £4, and hopefully I can see how I get on with this. But it does have a little growth here, can we see? And this one is a lot thinner and pointier. So obviously Hoya Carnosas are a lot thicker and waxier, yet that's a really thin leaf. So I don't know whether or not that's just grown from in there and that's a different plant or something, or that's how they start and then they harden up. I'm not too sure, but we will find out. Okay. No, we can't go on there. See, he's obsessed with plants and eating plants. Koshka, mate, you can't go on there. Go on, go down. So next, did I say I had a philodendron? Yeah, so this is philodendron. And then I think that's my first philodendron. Are you my first philodendron? No. My first ever philodendron I killed, and that is a story for another day because the entire plant community will judge me. But I also have this guy. So recently I joined a plant swap sort of group on Facebook for the Norwich area, and even though we're not in Norwich, we're kind of on the outskirts of Norwich, we go there quite often, so I thought I would join it. And the lady who actually runs it is such an angel, and she gives away a lot of plants for free. He keeps climbing on the counters. Down. She just thinks that she has a huge collection and she just loves to share plants with people. That's incredible. One absolute babe. So when we were in Norwich the other week, I had seen that she'd posted some cuttings that she'd potted up and they'd sprouted roots, and she just said, does anyone want one? So I did message her and say, have you got any left? And she was like, yeah, come and get one. So I was like, oh, thank you so much. So as far as I'm aware, it is a philodendron black cardinal. And it is so cute. This one's a little bit curly, and then this one is a little bit wrinkly. So I was a bit worried to see if that was normal. But after popping online, it is quite normal that some of the leaves appear quite wrinkly. It is currently in sphagnum moss, as you can see there, and it is nice and moist because I gave it a bit more water yesterday. And she's made these little drainage pots, which are so sweet. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see, but it has got a bunch of roots in there, so I'm going to keep it in there for a little bit longer because it seems really happy. But the fact that she gave me this for free, I was like, thank you so much. I definitely have a look online for like plant swaps and stuff because you won't regret it. I definitely want to invest in some, I say invest, it's not that expensive, buy some sphagnum moss because plants seem to love it, and apparently it's really good to propagate plants in. And I'm not going to show you this right now because it's my first one and I'm still a bit nervous about it, but I am attempting to do a little prop box. So far it's worked on some of them, but we're not going to look at that just yet. But apparently sphagnum moss is really good to use for prop boxes, but regardless, I'm very happy to have that, and she was an absolute babe to give it me. So next we have two plants, and these are actually from a big box store. These are from B&Q. I would much rather get my plants from small independent shops, but I'm not going to say no to an absolute bargain in... Koshka's just destroying everything in the kitchen, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm not going to say no to a bargain. Again, not in the best nick, but it's getting there. We have only had this for like a few days, but as far as I'm aware, it is a peperomia of some sort. I think it's a peperomia arbor, but I could be so wrong. Like a teardrop peperomia. I honestly have no idea. I'll show you guys, and if any of you know what this is, please let me know because I would love to hear. These two plants that I picked up from B&Q were actually in the clearance section. When I got it, it was so flimsy and the leaves were so thin and delicate, like they just didn't feel right. So I've since drenched it, let it bottom feed, and since then the leaves have got so much harder and so much stiffer. Like they have got a lot more structure to them, so hopefully it's on its way to recovery. It is currently in what we call the plant graveyard, so our utility over there is what we call the plant graveyard. Normally it's where plants go when they're dying or struggling, but it's also now where plants go when they are in quarantine. So when I bring new plants in, I don't put them with my other plants straight away, just in case there's pests or anything, but it seems to be doing really well. But if anyone knows what this is, please let me know. I just know it's a peperomia, I think. And then the other plant we got there, I think I just bought this for the sake of it. Oh, I forgot to say, these plants were around £2.25 on offer. I didn't particularly want another Dracaena, but I thought for £2 I'll just get it. And it's not the best looking Dracaena in the world, but it's not bad. Again, I have no idea what this is, but I just think it's a Dracaena of some sort. It does need a clean. I do really like the stripes that its leaves, but that's about it. I'm not massively a huge fan of these. I think I just bought this, like, impulse bought it because it was a couple of quid. It's got new growth in the middle. That's kind of all I'm going to say about this one, but yeah. So the next one I'm going to have to go and get. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you because it's fucking huge. To the plant graveyard. Oh dear god, it's so big. I just realised I forgot another one as well. But look at this absolute monster. It is absolutely huge. If you can't tell, it's a spider plant. I have no idea what its scientific or Latin name is, but I will leave it on the screen. But it's huge and it is so heavy, and oh god, it's cold in my hair. And it has so many things popping off. Where's the biggest baby? It's got a big baby here. Now I'm probably going to attempt to propagate, but I'm going to have to put it down because it weighs too much and Koshka's losing his freaking mind. That's killed me off. So basically, everyone always says that spider plants are really, really easy to look after. I killed mine very quickly as well, and I don't get why. So I didn't want to get another one. Then Alex's family has a huge one and it's just popped off a bunch of babies. Like, it's just absolutely thriving. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try again. I really want one now. I planned in the back of my mind to pick one up, and then Koshka, chill. And then after I decided that, I couldn't find anywhere. And then I went on Facebook Marketplace and the first listing I saw was for a spider plant. And in the picture it looked quite big and they were only £5, so I thought for a big £5 hanging basket, like, I'll happily pay that. So arranged to go pick it up, and the lady was like, oh, which one was it you wanted? Because we do have the slightly smaller one, which is £5, or the slightly bigger one, which was £7. And I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'll treat myself. I'll have the £7 one, why not? Thinking that it'd be like a big plant, like a decent sized plant. Didn't realise it was that big. So now I'm just stuck with this massive spider plant that I don't really have anywhere for it to go because it's so big and so heavy. But either way, I'm very happy with it because it was a £7 bargain. It's popping out little babies like there's no tomorrow. Always check on Facebook Marketplace, guys. When it's out of quarantine, I'll have a nosy through it, see if I can maybe separate it down into something smaller so I can actually bring it into my home. But either way, that was a fun adventure. So next, I am so excited to have this because this was one of my wish list plants. This, I forgot to mention, was actually from Elm as well. But look at it. I think this is a Monstera adansonii. It's the ones that have all these little holes and fenestrations in it. I think it's like a cheese plant of some sort. It is so freaking cute. I absolutely love it. I got this only like 2 or 3 days ago. So this one is also in quarantine. And this was only £4, which I am very happy to have paid. They did have some slightly bigger ones for 12, but this one seemed happy and healthy enough, so I'm gonna give this one a go. I really hope I don't kill this because I love it so much. Just look at it. I love it so much. If you have any care tips, just let me know. Leave them down in the comments because I want them to all thrive. But for £4, that was insane, and that was their normal full price. It wasn't the sale price. And then I have the final plant in today's haul, and this one I picked up a few hours ago. I am very, very excited to have this because this is another plant that was on Alex's wish list. For some reason, he really likes the very basic plain plants, so obviously like the one fin, but then at the same time he likes all the weird and unusual ones. But either way, he really wanted this, and this is a Hoya kerrii. He loves these. I don't know what it is about them, he just thinks they're so cool. But they are just these little heart-shaped leaf plants, and they are so simple, but they're so cute. And after watching a bunch of YouTube videos, I learned that these can sort of vine off and stem. I honestly thought it was just like this one plant, don't ask me why, but I really like how they look when they all vine off and stem there's loads of stems on them, but I also like how simple they are like this. But today I went and did our food shop, just some little errands in town. So the town is Dereham Town Centre, and there is a little shop called, oh, what's it called? It's a Florist, and I knew it was them. We have been there in the past, and it sort of just dawned on me, and I remembered that they did indoor houseplants, not that many, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and have a quick look while I'm here. So it's called Ian's Floral Studio, so it is a florist, but like I said, they do have houseplants. And as soon as I looked in the window, the first thing I saw was a little collection of the Kerry Eye, and I was like, right, looks like I'm going in. It was only £4.50, and it is so stinking cute. I didn't know if £4.50 was a good price for these, so I had a look online after I'd left the shop, because I would have felt so awkward doing it in there because it was just me and the owner. Cheapest I found these online were for like £6 plus, so for £4.50 thought that was quite good. The only downside is it was in part, he's going crazy, it was in part of the window display that I couldn't get to, so he grabbed one for me. He was like, yeah, I'll get you one of those. So I couldn't check it, I couldn't check the roots, I was like, oh no, and then he wrapped it up, so I had no idea what it was like, but it's perfect, it's completely fine. Again, roots seem great, there are a few popping out there, and it's in a really good nick. So I did treat Alex to this, and he's not home currently, so when he gets home I'm just gonna have it like there ready waiting for him. I couldn't not get this for him. I'm so happy to have this, and if it does start growing and vining and everything, we can take cuttings, and Alex can always have just one little one if he wants. We can have a vining one. We'll see how it goes. I just remembered the moss pole, completely forgot to show you guys this, but yeah, this was from Elm as well, and this was only £4, which is very, very cheap. But yeah, this was just from Elm, £4. Our golden pothos, is it golden? One of our pothoses, Devil's Ivy, that's growing has already kind of outgrown its pole already, so we bought this just ready to have. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I am. Completely forgot about this. So this is, it's not a terrarium, it's kind of just a glass display enclosure, but this is gorgeous. I absolutely love this. This was another charity shop or thrift shop find, and it is so cute. I love the shape of it. It reminds me of a crystal. This was only £2.75, and for now I just took a random cactus in it, but my plan was to put some little decorative stones in there. But if you buy decorative stones, the bags are quite big and they're expensive, and I don't want to pay that. So when we went to the beach the other day, we just picked up a bunch of cute little stones, and I'm just going to bleach them and stick them in this because I'm stingy like that. But it'll look cute and it'll cost me nothing, and then put this guy back in. But yeah, I thought this was adorable, so I thought I would show you guys. Just charity shops are the best place to find little goodies like this for plants. But that's actually everything for today's video. Sorry it was a little bit of a long one. I had a lot to show you. We've been buying a lot of plant related stuff recently, which I'm obviously very, very happy about. If you do have any care tips for any of these plants, please let me know down in the comments. I would love some constructive criticism on what I can do with them, how to treat them, anything that's going to help them grow. But thank you so much for watching today, guys. Please give it a massive thumbs up and leave me a comment down below, and subscribe if you're not. I'll also leave all my social media down below if you want to have a nosy over there, check me out or whatever. But yeah, I will see you in my next one. Bye!